So I've seen a lot of comments out there about gatekeeping and how now in Mop Remix, we're seeing a lot of people that may be getting around item level 400 and they're not being accepted into heroic raids just because their item level is too low. So the person who has a lower item level will get pissed off and then they'll complain that it's gatekeeping because the player base won't let them join any heroic raids, which means they won't be able to get the bronze that they want to get. But I think it's important that we break this down and compare it to something like Raider.io. Let's talk about it. So I haven't used Raider.io a lot. I have it installed, but I really haven't gotten into like the depths of it. But for those of you who don't know what Raider.io is, it's basically an add-on where you can see people's progression as far as Mythic Plus runs during the season. And for you guys who use it a lot, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can see it for like past seasons and stuff, or you can basically see someone's Mythic Plus score. And I think that they've implemented it into the game already. So you really don't need to use Raider.io. But all in all, there's a score depending on how well you've done Mythic Plus runs. And here is the difference between Mop Remix and your item gear and getting into heroic raids and having a Mythic Plus score. With Mythic Plus, like in Season 4 right now, in order to get a higher Mythic Plus rating, you have to run Mythic Plus content. And this is a big problem. This is where people are complaining because they're saying that the players are gatekeeping them from getting a better Mythic Plus score. And is that a problem? Yes. That is a very big problem. It's like saying, how am I supposed to get gas in my car when the gas station is closed? It doesn't make any sense. So in order to get a better Mythic Plus rating, you can't rely on just pugging your group or jumping into something unless they're really, really low. And even at that, even on really low pugs for Mythic Plus, there will be people who will say, no, you can't come in here because your Mythic Plus rating is so low. So you're left to finding a group of friends that will dedicate time into running Mythic Plus, and then all of you can build it up together, and then your rating will go higher. But that is tedious. You're relying on people, you're relying on their time in the game, and you have to make a schedule when you can't just jump in there and play. So that right there is the Mythic Plus gatekeeping side of things. And then if you come on over to Mop Remix, we find people who are saying that players are gatekeeping them from doing heroics because their item level may be 400 or, something in the low range. And trust me, I know that a lot of you that are supporting this whole thing of like the players are gatekeeping people from getting into heroics are probably going to want to comment and say, oh, well, you're already, item level 476, so who are you to complain? Well, yes, my main character has an item level of 476, but that's because I put in the time into the content that you can already do without having to pull a group of friends together in order to get your gear level higher. I ran LFR every single raid. I did my dailies, and this was before the bronze change. I put in the time and nothing was gatekeeping me from getting a higher gear level. And basically all the people who have a high gear level, the majority of them did the exact same thing. There might be a couple people who had friends who helped them and carried them through the content and just pumped them with a bunch of bronze. But for the majority, what we did is we just played the game and we got more powerful. And that is available to everybody. You don't have to get a group of friends to get your number more powerful like you would have to do with Mythic Plus. You can just do LFR, the dailies, and you will get the bronze to get your gear level up. And here's the thing, if you're not accepted into a heroic raid because your item level may be too low, you're not being judged as a horrible person. And if anybody is judging you for having a low gear score, that's a them problem. You're not the problem here. It's them. That's their problem. And they need to deal with it in whatever way they deal with it. You're not being put into that group because these people want to run really fast and get their bronze so they can get their cosmetics and get out. That's it. Now, if you do get in one, it's because there's a carry spot. But also, there's a lot of different variables that you have to put into all this stuff that's going on. You can have a couple of people who are just super mega pumpers, mixed with a bunch of people that have like a 400 item gear level, and everything would be just fine. It all depends on the composition of the people that are in the raid group. Because I know a ton of you are going to comment and say like, well, I was in this group and there was, 2 people at 476 and the rest of us were at 150 and we got done with it in, -2 minutes. Great. Fantastic. That's completely beside the point. The point is, no one is gating you. You have content to get your bronze to upgrade your gear. So go do it. And then you'll easily be accepted into these groups. I said this weeks ago. I told people, get your gear up. Start investing in your gear. Guys, You gotta spend your bronze on the gear. I promise you, if you just take the time to put your bronze into upgrading your gear, one, you're gonna feel really good because you're gonna be one-shotting everything. It's fun, trust me. And there were plenty of people that said, no, it's not worth it. You can just get to a certain level and you'll be perfectly fine. And now we have a ton of people that are complaining that they can't get into heroics, but yet they just wanna buy the cosmetics and the mounts and everything and then expect to get into the high level stuff. Stop buying all the cosmetics. Focus on getting your character up to 476, and you will not have any problems getting into a raid. It is that simple. I'm probably going to stop myself before I get a little bit more, upset about the situation, but let me know what you guys think. For me, I 100% think it's worth maxing out your gear to 476. But now that we're deep into MOP remakes, is it still worth getting your gear level maxed out to the top tier? Leave your comments down below. I do read all the comments. I reply to most of them, and then I'll probably just hide the user if they're being disrespectful. And if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm making a ton of content these days. And if you want to come hang out with me in Discord and talk on a daily basis, then make sure to check out my Discord link. And I'm also streaming on Twitch. I do a lot of workout streams in the morning at my home gym, and that's Monday through Friday. And I'm also going to be doing a lot more gaming streams here in the near future. So make sure to check out those links down below. Having said that, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time in Azeroth. Take care.